Are health and happiness related? The following data table, this lovely table down here, represents the level of happiness and level of health for a random sample of individuals from the General Social Survey. Does the evidence suggest that health and happiness are related at the 5% level of significance? So for this test, well, first and foremost, we are told this was a random sample, so we have a simple random sample. And we could assume that we have a large population due to the fact that there must be way more people, even if we just use Americans. So we could just assume that we have that large population. And then the last one, we have to look at that once we actually finish this data. But we have our null hypothesis. And this will be that happiness and health are independent. So, happiness and health are independent. The alternative are that they are not independent or associated. So, alternative is that happiness and health are associated. So now we need to enter this data table into the template I have here on the right. So let's see here. 271, 261, 82, 20, 247, 567, 231, 53, and then 33, 103, 92, and 36. We can see that the total number of observations is 1,996. So, a large population, we must have well more than 20 times this. So, we're fine with that. All these expected counts are all above 5. So that's good as well. So expected counts greater than 5. So all of our assumptions are fine. And in order to run this test, we have a degree of freedom of 6. Right? We have 3 rows and 4 columns. So 2 times 3, that makes 6. Our chi-squared test statistic is 182.17. Such a high value. That corresponds to a p-value then of 1.17 e negative 36. So scientific notation number. So 1.17 times 10 to the negative 36th power. And I am not writing out 35 zeros. So there's that too. Which means this is essentially speaking 0 for all intensive purposes. But we could write out our conclusion from this as at the 5% level of significance, we, and a p-value that's essentially 0 is indeed less than 5%. So at the 5% level of significance, we have evidence to suggest that happiness and health are associated. It doesn't tell what type of association, just that there is indeed an association.